lovely cup of tea. And you're now planning on going off-road.
Just before that, she never gave us her name, did she?
You never asked. You never gave...
Irene did. It's Jennifer.
Jennifer, okay. Okay, I mean, just before we leave, Septimus would like to ask her some stuff. I suppose you're the kind of woman that travels around a lot.
Sorry?
I suppose you're the kind of woman that travels around a lot.
Oh, no, quite the contrary, actually. The only reason why I'm currently traveling is because, to be honest, I really don't like traveling. In fact, you noticed that at the first hurdle, instead of continuing, like as you did before us, I decided to just sit here and wait. No, the reason is just, well, Barovia, I didn't have much success there with my business. There wasn't much opportunity to sell potions anymore. People had, well, I don't like saying this, but things were going quite badly there. So I'm hoping that in Vallaki, things might go better. Not to mention that I do hope, I have heard as well, that there might be quite a bit more variety in herbs there as well. So I'll probably set up shop there somewhere.
I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors, and hopefully I get to see that shop of yours.
I do hope so too.
My question is, have you ever come across any were creatures? Were ravens.
Across what?
Any were creatures, were ravens in particular.
Oh, were ravens. Those are bother. I mean, I've certainly heard of them. In fact, they apparently have been giving quite a bit of trouble in Kresk. Apparently there's all shit ton of them. But honestly, that's mostly from hearing. You know, I did when I was younger. I was actually back in Vallaki a lot. And back then, I have heard quite a bit about were-ravens. Well, they weren't never really in town. In fact, very rarely was it. I think there was like one time, actually. Maybe one time. Maybe actually 2 or 3. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that there's quite a few times that I can remember that they actually attacked Vallaki. Vallaki is quite good. Yeah, they have fences and everything around the whole town, and they have guards. So, then again, I do guess that were-ravens do have the ability to fly, so it doesn't really matter as much that they do have those big things, wooden fences. I suppose that doesn't really matter as much. But it does have quite a bit against werewolves. That has also happened quite a bit, that those attacked. Were-ravens... Well, ravens have attacked as well, here and there, but mostly they've been very well taken care of. In fact, in Vallaki, there's quite a bit of a rich culture with hunting were creatures.
Taken care of?
Yes. As I said, like in Vallaki, there's quite a rich culture when it comes to were creatures. There's people that are completely specialized on hunting down and killing them. In fact, some portion of the guards are pretty much specialized in keeping the place safe from them. In fact, very likely, I do remember one of the things they very much often do is that, if you go in there, they check if you're a were creature. So they're like, well, it's also something that the guards very often do because were creatures, they can heal from damage. So very often what they do is they take your hand and they give you a small cut there. And if it bleeds normally and the cut is there, then you're not a were creature. But if it heals, then they know you're a were creature. Unless they cut you with a silver thing, in which case it doesn't matter. The result's going to be the same, but it has seemed to work out quite well for them. Then again, I don't think were creatures try much to go into the town. Then again, if you think about it, that's only ever going to be useful if the guards really catch somebody who's a were creature. Most of the times, it's really nothing. In fact, I do remember there were quite a few times where there were false alarms. But honestly, that was way back when. That was way back when. Yes, yes, were-ravens, were-ravens. Uh, I don't quite know what the situation is nowadays, but I do remember back in the day that they were quite a bit around Kresk. Sometimes they came around to the edges of Valaki, but it was mostly a problem that Kresk had to deal with.
I see.
I mean, they are even worse than Valaki. Rather, Valaki has wooden fences, and Greece they have stone walls all around, and they are just terrible with that. I mean, terribly good, terribly efficient. Then it's the problem that they can fly, so I suppose once again it's rather useless having walls, but they have people standing on the walls as well, looking
I
out and
see.
such.
Would you have anything to tell me about the King of Ravens?
Um, King of Ravens. She looks at you for a moment. King of Ravens. I don't. I haven't really heard of it myself, but no, no, no. Wait, wait, wait. It's coming back to me. No, no, no. It's coming back to me. A few years ago, he was quite a menace. But I haven't really heard of him ever since. I assume he's probably been killed by now. Probably by Kresk, or it was maybe some of those hunters in Valaki. Who knows?
I see. Well, thank you. But I wish you the best with your travels.
You too, you too. Take care, take care. Oh, be very careful. Be very careful.
We shall.
We will, yeah.
So, as you try to make your way back up that slippery slope, Rika, you're driving?
Before that, Saban will not be in the cart. He will be helping them get up the hill by
By pushing.
pulling the horse.
Pulling the horse,
by the
okay.
reins. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite good. Okay. I'm thinking. You know what?
Can Zephyrus be on the side of the cart?
Yes, you can be.
Just pushing it from the side.
And if you do it like that, I'm not even gonna have you roll because, yeah. In that case, after a few minutes of pushing and getting through the mud, you manage to get up top. And as you do, you see two figures cross the bridge.
We are going right across the road and into the woods.
Not even acknowledging you. Goodbye.
Yep. Nope. Nope. No.
With a quick
way.
glance, do they look skeletony or do they look like hunters?
Well, yeah.
No.
How do they look?
Okay. Well, if you're looking, they look. They are very clearly. Well, I say clearly. They do look kind of hunter-esque. One of the guys is wearing pelts, and the other is wearing leather armor. Both of them seem human, and this is basically coming this way. But anyway, more importantly, you want to ride into the forest. Now, there's already a few problems, eh? Forest. Well, what's the plan here?
Fuck. Okay.
I mean, how thick of a forest is it? If we just go slowly, can we make it through it?
You can. It is going. The cart is definitely going to slow you down. That is going to be a thing. So you should decide at this point if you want to take it with you or not.
Well, we can't really leave too much evidence by the road.
Hmm?
So, I mean, we're taking it a bit of the way. And then I guess we'll take it off course and then just take the horse with us.
Okay. So, so you're going to start riding into the forest. Okay.
Now, I suppose if the two men don't look too weird. Oh, no, mind. They definitely sell us out. No, mind. I'm just going.
I mean, they are the werewolf hunters that we heard of.
Yes, but they'd also sell us out. 100%.
Very likely, yeah.
Well, unlike another woman, at least they don't know who are. They probably won't recognize. Well, I say probably. Anyway.
I mean, though, on one hand, how strange will they look at this entourage of 4 or 5 people just driving a cart past them into the forest?
Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, considering the alternatives, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably maybe a bit weird. Anyway, so you're gonna drive off into it, right?
Actually, that's a good consideration. That we could just let them pass and then go into the forest. Let them get out of sight so that they won't know where we went. We can just say that we waited here for the gate to reopen.
Decision.
Honestly, I think I agree with. So long as we don't get noticed by them, it's fine. We can take the cart into the woods and basically just bury it under leaves. So, so long as we don't get spotted by them, I think we're in the clear.
I mean, right now it's pretty obvious that they will probably have seen you. They're literally walking towards you right
now. Yeah, so I'm going to take the cart up and up. I'm going to take the cart out to the side of the road and stop there.
All right. Okay, the two come closer and closer. Anything you guys want to do?
Zbon is going to take a step between the cart and the hunters.
Why have we stopped? What's going on?
It's an open cart. I think Irene would see what's happening.
Yeah, but she might not really understand why you stopped.
Septimus is going to say, hush.
Yeah. Zbon is going to take a step between the cart and the hunters. And how far away are they?
They're getting closer and closer. Right now, you would say about 60 feet. And as...
Can I help you?
Oh, hey. No, really. In fact, I was thinking about helping you. I just wanted to inform you that that way is closed off. So I'm just, I told you.
Yeah,
old woman says.
Yeah, we knew that already.
We went to grab a cup of tea with the old lady there.
Right. Yeah. So probably can't go that way. You guys hunters. Oh, tough.
No, we don't. But we haven't really partaken in any hunting.
I mean, I mostly just live off the land, so technically I do hunt occasionally, but it's not a profession, I'd say.
Right. You're not Jeffrey's man, are you?
No.
Yeah, whatever. We'll be on our way.
We've worked with Jeffrey.
Ah, right. I mean, you just keep in mind the agreement we have, right? You stay out of our territory, we stay out of yours.
Not currently employed by him, so...
Right, okay, well, never mind
Work
then.
for does not mean currently employed by.
Okay, whatever. We be on our way. And to your displeasure, they are literally walking the way that you were planning on going. They literally start heading right to the forest.
You know a good place to cross? You know a good place to cross?
Oh, you ask him.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean to get to the other side?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, we were just planning on getting through the forest. There's a river. It should be somewhat shallow. You can go through there. In fact, that's actually the way we came.
Yeah, I've seen the map. That's what I was thinking of doing as
It's
well.
definitely slower than the road. Um, but what can you
Well, if
do?
it's closed up, it may be faster now.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, God, you know,
Is it take all the way through? I was wondering if we can take the cart halfway.
sorry?
Is it the wood? Does it take all the way through? I was wondering if we can take the cart all the way or if we should leave it behind.
Uh, biggest issue I see is crossing the river a bit, but if you can find a shallow end, maybe it can work.
Alright. It's good to know.
You guys planning on taking that route?
Yeah, we have some business at the old mill.
Right, well, he looks you specifically up and down. You say you have worked with the hunters, right? Yeah, it should be fine. Just forward. There's some wolves here. We've been chasing them, and we found it quite a bit of them there. We suspect that there might be a den somewhere around here.
I don't keep my eyes out for them.
Right. He is about to walk off, and the other bigger guy, by the way, there's a bigger guy behind him. That's the one wearing pelts, and he is almost as tall. No, actually, he is as tall, if not a little bit bigger than Saban, and he's just standing behind, just eyeing all of you.
Zaban eyes him back.
Except
He actually seems to look at you with a sort of look of like he somewhat respects you, like. But you're about to go, and just as he does, the guy that you were talking to, the one with more leather armor, turns around and goes, "Actually, if you're planning to go that way, would you be interested in having some guides?"
I'm not sure
If
we
you
can
know a
afford
shallow
any
spot.
guides, but
Well, what I'm concerned about is if you know where a shallow spot is where we could get our cart across.
Well, we do know our way quite well around here, so for a fee, we could act as your guide around here.
I suppose it then depends on the fee that you're going to inquire of us.
Well, it depends for what you want to get through the whole thing, right?
Well, yeah, well,
I think as long as we get over the river, we're going to be fine. But not opposed to traveling
Right.
along after that.
Let's see. To get through the whole forest, you want to take the cart with you? Let's say that would take about a day, more or less, maybe a bit more. Um, let's see. I'd say about yeah. How about 60 gold, and we'll help you through the forest.
If there's a den nearby, I can offer extra hand for any of that. And if you catch anything, we're going to let you have all of it.
We ain't really interested in catching any more. Honestly, the reason we got all the way over here was mostly because we got short-sighted. To be honest, we've been spending way too much time here. Like, we're not even gonna make it back in time for the big werewolf parade. That was the reason why we were hunting them in the first place for the festival. But now we're probably not even gonna make it back in time. So really, we're not really caring for it now.
All right. Well, the wolves may still attack you even if you ain't looking for them.
Sorry?
The wolves may attack you even if you're not
Yeah.
looking for them. So
Yeah, but so far we've been fine, so I don't think that's going to be much of an issue.
yeah. Well, a pack's a pack. I think you two are benefiting from traveling together.
I don't know about that. We are professionals, after all, and he looks at his bigger fella. So, I mean, I feel like, you should be. I feel like you're the one that's definitely profiting more from having us around.
Well, like I said, I'm not sure if we have the gold for that. Like I said, it's already expensive enough to just go to the old mill.
You know what? Let's just make it really quick. We have places to be, so just do you want to take it or not? Like how you want to do this? Are you
No, if
interested?
you give us a moment to count our gold, see if we can afford.
All right, we can give you that moment, at least.
Yep. Bond turns to the cart quietly. So, should we?
I mean, if there's a whole werewolf den around here, that wouldn't be too great.
But do we trust them?
Not as
No,
far as I
we do
can
not.
throw them.
But that does bring up, do we want to keep them close where we can see them or let them travel across the woods where we can't?
Hmm.
I think it may be worth it.
I suppose so.
Saban loudens up his voice, so only 50 gold is what we can afford.
Ah,
Then he turns back to the hunters. You heard, and during this conversation, to make sure like Saban has taken out the gold coins from his pockets, so he has 50 gold.
you know what? For 50 gold, we're gonna accompany you to the river and figure out how to get the cart across.
That's what we. Yeah, that's the biggest
If we
thing.
don't have more money than that, we'll probably leave at that point or go our own way. Because seriously, the cart's probably gonna slow us down a bit.
Understandable. Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, and you also noticed that at this point, as he was waiting for you to figure it out, the big guy did step in between you guys and the smaller one.
Saban gives a knowing nod to him.
What you also notice is that the big guy on his back, he has he has a spear, but the noteworthy part is that the tip of the spear is silver.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting spirit you have there.
Not really. It's a standard, really, for work.
For were creatures?
Yeah, that. As I said, that's pretty much the only reason why we came all the way here. 30 years of civilization. No offense.
No, take it.
Seriously, Boris, like, you got so tunnel visioned. I told you we shouldn't have gone this far. Anyway, right, so shall we get going?
Yes.
Okay, so you start making your way through the forest, And yeah, you have to look a little bit to find good ways of getting the cart across. Like you can't go all paths because sometimes the trees are too close, but you find your ways around it by clever maneuvering. Is how would you like to? How I? What are you doing during the travel?
Well, Rika's making sure that nothing really shady is going on.
Would you like to elaborate on that at all?
Listening in, looking at them, seeing if they're having conversations while they're farther away.
Unfortunately for Rick, I planned to sabotage that whole thing by striking up some stories with the big fella. Because I feel a
Okay.
kindred spirit in him.
Fine. Well, I guess then I'm just straight up, plainly driving the car.
Yeah, I mean, to let Rika have a fun, like, one isn't gonna do that all the time, but
Yeah.
every now and then, like, catch up and talk, like, so, what can you tell me of the forests, and, like, compare
Like he
survival
doesn't.
stuff and stuff
He
like that.
actually seems to like this, and he's going to share some stories with you with werewolves. He's tagged as well as telling you some of the stories behind some of the scars he has. For example, he has one across his face from a claw attack, apparently, and yeah. So he's just telling you some stories about that sort of thing. Just as well as other things like he's seen people come and go, how dangerous these creatures are, and also that yeah, just some general war stories from fighting were creatures. He's been in this for a while, apparently. Like,
Hmm.
longer than even his comrade.
Right. Zaban's gonna tell some stories of, basically stories about being ambushed and setting up ambushes if sometimes he's, like, noticed up that someone's following him, so he's set up an ambush for them and
He nods
stuff like
about
that.
this, and then he starts talking about, like, good places to ambush within forests. Like, the few signs to look out for with trees, locations, as well as how they're, what
Yeah.
kind of would give good cover and so on. You
At
have a
some
good
point,
talk.
drop in a question like, does he hunt the werewolves for thinking it's just, or for the money, or for fun, or what for?
Well, I grew up in Valaki, and back in the day, my father was a god. Werewolf attacks weren't that uncommon back then. He fought against them, and ever since I was a child, I wanted to join them as well. Now, werewolf attacks became rarer and rarer, which is why hunters such as us exist, because we're actively seeking them out, try to get them to extinction. So I guess that's how it all connects.
Hmm. Family business.
Something like that, I suppose. Does feel like something that was given to me since I was born.
Believe it or not, I was actually originally supposed to be a smith. I was supposed to forge swords, not to swing them.
We don't have many smiths around here.
Hmm. Maybe a bit rusty, but still know the general layouts of doing that job. When's the last time you backed a wolf?
Sorry, come again?
When's the last time you backed a wolf?
You what?
When's the last time you backed a wolf?
Backed?
Yeah.
Killed.
Oh,
Literally take a trophy, bagged.
right. To be honest, it's a few weeks ago. This hunt has been
Hmm.
rather unsuccessful. He grimaces. It seems like they've been trying to get away from Valaki. Running, hiding, that's good. But it also means that hunting has become harder.
Hmm.
But at least they know to stay away.
Yeah. On one hand, yeah, I guess it's good. It means you have less werewolves to worry about. But
There's of course still were-ravens, but those are harder. Those can fly. It's hard to track those down.
Yeah,
Are they
I
also
suppose they wouldn't
becoming
leave
rare?
many marks.
Sorry?
Are they also becoming rarer? Are they also becoming rarer?
The ravens. The ravens are a different story. Problem with the ravens is that, well, with were creatures in general. As I said, the werewolves are hiding. Good thing is we can try and track them down, finish them off, make them extinct. With rare ravens it's harder. They can much easier hide, they can fly to any spots. They're quickly gone. But no, were ravens haven't become harder. I mean rarer. They're still quite a bit around, but they haven't been attacking much lately. They've disappeared slowly, but I don't hear of many hunters killing them.
So where would they disappear to?
I don't know. Maybe the were-ravens saw what happened to the werewolves and they're scared. They're hiding. I hope so.
Have you heard anything about the king? Is he still alive?
Ah, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Because it's me turns into a raven.
My comrade, how could this have been? Yes, it was I all along. The perfect disguise.
But it is I, the Lord of Ravens.
There's all the reason why I've only been hunting wolves. The best disguise.
That makes an awful amount of sense if you think about it.
I mean, yeah, he's been doing this for a while now, and he's hunting wolves and telling his own ravens to go hide.
Okay, but back on the topic. I don't really know about that guy. I don't know. I haven't heard of him. There was a time when he was raining terror around the area of Kresk. I can only assume that they managed to finally put an end to it. I haven't heard anything from him since. At this point, the other guy's also drinking. What are you guys talking about?
Hunting stories. Have any you want to share?
Oh, right, yes. Hunting stories, yeah, well, there's quite a bit, quite a few of them.
How long you been hunting?
Me? Oh, I've been at it for a few years. But, yeah, to be completely honest, past few months it's been going worse and worse.
I mean, I've heard of stories where you may overhunt a population point where.
Yeah, I suppose it didn't help that Velaki had this whole wolf festival. Like every head, you got around money, and it was really lucrative. Like a lot of people got into it. A lot of people also died, but yeah, I suppose that might not have helped. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. I was thinking of
It
ditching this whole.
depends.
I was thinking of ditching this whole wear thingy and just become like guides. Because like
Hmm.
we really know a place. We could really help people out. Like,
Sounds
traveling
like
from
a
point A
very
to B.
that sounds like a
Hmm.
very lucrative business.
Could be safer than hunting a wolf. If
I wouldn't
you.
necessarily say so, because it's still dangerous normally.
It is, but at least then you can try to plot to avoid the danger instead of trying to find it.
Yeah, I suppose so, but even so, like, there's still normal wolves, and those are still also a
Yeah,
pain.
it's true. Yeah, I'm not saying it's safe, but less dangerous, if we call that, though. If you get real unlucky with the bunch you're guiding, they may make it more dangerous.
That reminds me, another thing. This is probably something I should. Just a piece of advice: you shouldn't travel during the night. Like that's when it really gets dangerous.
Hmm. So it's better to stay up in one place.
Come again?
So it's better to stay in one place.
Well, best case scenario, you don't have to stay the night in the forest, but considering how big this one is, that's an inevitability. But if you have to, find a good spot that is defensible and just hunker down. Because,
Hmm.
best case scenario, you only have to worry about normal wildlife, which, itself isn't exactly great. But if you stay in one place, have a big fire, most of it's going to stay away. But big problem, really, is other creatures. Like, there is a bunch of creatures that are really dangerous during this time. For example, there's those wolves. Not to mention werewolves and werewolves as well as were ravens. They also mostly hunt during the night, especially during full moons. Like then, it's really dangerous.
Hmm.
Especially during a full moon, you want to be sure that you're not out in the wild, because then things get really rowdy. Actually, come to think of it, what day is it? Boris? Shouldn't worry about it. Tonight it's not going to be a full moon. Neither is it tomorrow, but the day after that will be a full moon. Good, then we have time. I mean, by that time we should be in Wallaki. Nothing to worry about.
Hmm.
Then again, with the cart, you guys might not be as lucky. Hang on.
Well, we are only heading up to Bone Grinder, so I think we should be there by then.
Where are you heading? Sorry?
The old mill.
Oh, the old mill. You guys traveling to the orphanage. Why?
We have business there.
Right, okay.
Nothing that involves any buying or selling. They're on my property illegally.
You guys working for those hags?
No, I own the property and the mill. Property, land.
So wait, you're
Not the
telling me
deed.
you own that orphanage?
Well, I recently came upon the deed, yes. Well, I don't own the orphanage, I own the building and the lands around it.
Right. Okay.
Only recently, though, so don't worry about that.
Bit weird.
Well, you never know what you're going to find in old places.
Anyway, that's the place where they make all those dream cakes. What do you call them? Dream cakes? Dream pies. Oh yeah, right. Dream pies. That's the thing that you like eating so much, right? sometimes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You keep traveling, and
Some point, Saban is going to inquire about the price of a silvered weapon.
price of a silver weapon. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, Honestly, it completely depends on where you try to get it from.
Balaki.
But normally speaking, they are more expensive than a normal weapon, obviously.
Yeah. Balaki, like, doesn't need to be anything big. So I guess I think I'm gonna be fine if I just use to finish someone off with it. So even a dagger would do.
I mean, you could probably try and Velaki. Like, if there's any place where you can try to get silver weaponry, I think should be that one. Or Kresk, but then again, Kresk, there's really stuck up high on who they allow to get what, so probably Velaki, really. So, as you travel on, you notice that you travel quite a bit quicker than you would have anticipated. Like, the guidance from, well, mostly the smaller guy, who you haven't bothered to ask the name of yet, actually, now I think about it.
Yeah, technically that may be good for us.
Yeah. Either way, small guy seems to know his way around.
Though I think Saban would have exchanged names with the bigger guy among the storytelling.
Yeah. The bigger guy's name is Boris Fireball.
Hmm. Saban of Mason.
Hmm?
Saban of Mason. Mason.
Nazen.
Mason. I'm not exactly sure how you.
Did you have a last name?
Saban of Mason. So basically,
Mason.
yeah.
Is that something you made up? Or
If I remember correctly, it's a city from my backstory.
like a difference, like your line, right? That's what's going on right now.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to check because for a moment I got super confused. Like Mason? Okay, good. Yeah, he takes that nods of approval. Um, but yeah, you're getting on quite a bit faster than you would have anticipated. And let's see, you were there at about noon. Now it's already quite past noon. Is there anything you would like to do during your travels?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Since it's gonna take a day, I think Saban would, if he sees any place, he's gonna forage for food for later on.
Okay. After about 2 hours of travel, in which you've come surprisingly quite far when thinking that you actually have a cart with you and the terrain is really not made for it. Yeah, roughly there actually. How did you know? um, Rika, you hear a suspicious trick snap somewhere to the left of you. You turn your head and you see something. It's not. You're not quick enough to make it out. It's just in the corner of your eye, but you notice something moving. And as you look, you don't see anything. But there was definitely there. So there was something.
Stay alert.
Sorry.
I think I noticed something.
To whom do you say that?
Like to our group
Where?
on the left somewhere.
Boris pulls out a spear. The other guy pulls out a dagger. They all look to the direction that you point to.
Yeah, Saban just kind of readies.
It moved very quickly, so I didn't really see it though. So it could be anywhere around us. Just stay alert.
All right.
As I said, it could be wolves. All right. What are you guys' plan currently on how to deal with this? Also, do I have a map that is adequate for this sort of scenario? Do I have a map with trees? Quick. What's your plan, guys?
Well, Saban is still, as per usual, keep a hand on the ready to grab his sword, and it's still under his cloak, not visible, and have the shield close to his other hand. Like,
Okay,
have
so
his
you
hand on the
stand on
shield.
guard. What are the others doing? Same thing,
Mika's
or
still driving the cart.
yeah, okay. So you keep on trucking them.
Yeah, I can't really focus on anything else. Too much, at least.
All right.
Septimus is going to keep an eye out on everything while keeping his hand on the hilt of the sword.
Okay, you're all just holding out, anticipating.
It's gonna be a deer.
Anticipating for something to happen. You wait a few seconds. 12 seconds pass. Nothing happens. You hear nothing. Although, rather, give me a perception check. All of you. 6, 11, 10. Saban, I believe you have disadvantage on it. Though you already rolled a 10, so I don't think it matters to me, I'll be honest. Yeah, as I stated beforehand, none of you notice anything. Let me just put you on the right map real quick. There you go. Are you doing anything? Or are you going to?
Saban will be traveling by the side of the car.
Okay. Anything else?
On which side was the thing?
The noise came from your left, so around this area. I'm gonna say somewhere behind these line of trees here.
And then you use the old token for Irene.
Ah, God damn it! I haven't replaced it. Just never mind that for now.
Wait, that's our right, not our left.
No, those are the guys.
Oh.
Didn't get tokens from them. Never mind. Okay. So you wait about half a minute. Nothing has happened yet. What do you do?
I think we should slowly begin moving again.
Okay.
Because if we keep staying still, we're gonna get. They're just gonna surround us and put us in an ambush.
Okay. So you will
Technically,
start.
the guides are the ones who technically should know better.
Yeah.
Gonna look ahead. Like, basically, this is where we need to take the cart.
All right, Boris, you go check it out.
Yeah. Can Saban try and see if there's like any trap here set?
Roll me
Like a
perception.
log, anything. Disadvantage?
Disadvantage, sadly. Oh, you can roll investigation as well if you want.
Perception is better for me.
With disadvantage, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, disadvantage is always quite bad.
Wait, yeah, investigation I wouldn't need to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, okay. In that case, yeah, I would have rolled disadvantage. That investigation.
Now I think about it, when I say it out loud, that does make barely any sense, does it? But investigation is more about using your brain rather than your visuals.
I suppose, yeah.
In any case, you see absolutely no traps or anything that could blockade you. But yeah, honestly, I'm not going to make anything big out of this natural one because I can't think of any spectacular way in which you could fail this. It's just, you don't see any traps. That's it.
Yeah.
And so you're going to travel on, right?
Slowly but surely. I will point out to Rika to keep her eyes open.
Yep.
Right. So after that unsettling moment, you keep on traveling. You keep your eyes peeled. What do you think that was?
I don't know. I suppose it could be anything.
Yeah, forest critters. I mean, maybe we overreacted there a bit.
What if there really is a den of werewolves around here? I think.
Yeah, but werewolves aren't exactly the subtle kind. They're not exactly. Well, I mean, they definitely can hide. That's what we've been doing for the past few months. But normally you just charge you. Then again, I suppose we are quite a large group. Eh,
Yeah. Well, better safe than sorry.
yeah, do agree. So, you keep on traveling. What do you do during the time? Anything you have in mind?
I'll be honest. Sometimes something that I'm so concerned with the possibility of the King of Ravens being dead that he's just kind of lost in his thoughts at the moment. He's not going to be talking unless someone explicitly talks to him.
All right. Got it. So as you keep traveling, um, small guy who still hasn't been given a name, uh, explains to you that probably a good way of doing it is to try and travel across rather along the river at this point, since now it is slowly starting to come up here. Like as you keep on going along there, you eventually reach the surf falls. And you see a small amassment of water there that is flowing down. It's actually quite interesting and quite beautiful. It is also quite loud, so you can hear the pressing of water, the waterfall, and you see below you the water. Right. So basically, what we're gonna do now is just follow along the river, and I think a good spot for crossing should be somewhere in the back. But for now, just follow the river. It should be a good point. So yeah. Any of you have like water canteens that you guys need to fill up or something? Because I think there's a good opportunity to do so.
Sure,
There's a bar
may as
with
well.
full up he's. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Right. Well, Boris and the other guy do start filling up their supplies, water supplies, before coming back to you guys. All right then. Suppose we should keep on going. And so
Yep.
you do. Um, this at this point, 4 hours have passed since you've actually gone there in the beginning. An additional hour passes as you carry on along the river. And no, you're not quite that far yet, I'm afraid to say. And as you do go about river, Septimus, make me a perception check.
Okay. 15.
Right, okay. Ooh, this is interesting. Septimus, you know what? I'm wondering, because you guys have been on edge, so I'm also going to give you two perception checks, if you want. Saban, yours will be with disadvantage, though, and, well, yours will be normal, since you're not affected by the dim light. Ah, yes. Very, yes, the waterfall is very pretty, you know? Very, very pretty. Interesting. Okay. So, as it happens, Septimus.
Wait, hold on. Do I have to? I have disadvantage too, right? Yeah.
No, no, you don't, not on this occasion, because it equals itself out with an advantage that you have.
Oh,
You notice a blue-tinted raven that is perched atop one of the trees, curiously watching you guys. Saban, you also notice this because, quite frankly, it's a blue-tainted raven. This does stand out a bit. Um,
Oh, look, something that's not a shade of grey.
yes, just a sort of greyish blue.
Wow. Oh, fuck, the most color I've seen is my own sleeves.
More interesting. Hang on, let me just check another thing. Ooh. Ooh, this is interesting. Septimus, can you roll me as just a normal d20? I want to figure something out.
Yes.
screw you, Desperate.
Okay, never mind. So, yeah, you see bird on top of the tree, curiously looking at you guys. Rika and the other two have not noticed it. Like, they probably looked at it for a moment and kept on going as, oh, it's a bird.
Um, I'm keeping my eyes peeled on the bird, and as the cart is going one direction, it just Sesame just kind of leaves and heads on over to the raven. It's like,
As you
oh
keep
God.
traveling and you keep your eyes on the bird, you notice that the bird seems to, hang on, seems to be following you. Like, it is, like you see it ahead of you, perched onto one of the branches, looking at you as you pass by. And then it flies a bit, and once again, you see it ahead of you, perching on one of the branches, watching you pass by.
I want to go under the tree that it's sitting on.
Okay. You are now under the tree that is sitting on. What do you do?
I'm gonna raise my arm up and try to get it to sit on my arm again.
As you do, okay, by the way, you other people, you also see this happening. Septimus being under the tree, raising an arm. Rika like, no, not this shit again. Keep on riding. um, so you raise it. Do you want to roll animal handling?
Of course I do. Please God.
Okay. So as you roll to try and get it to go to you, suddenly it starts going off. Like it just starts crying like crazy at you. Like just completely forward, just crying and crying and crying. Like at this point, everyone is looking. Like even your two guides have turned around to look what's going on, as it is furiously crying at you. And Saban Rika, as you also turn around to look at what the hell is going on with that, you see a large furry creature behind Septimus. Roll
Firebolt.
initiative!
Fuck.
You can't just firebolt him.
I can firebolt it if I goddamn want
Hey,
to.
talking to the guy who's literally after, whose name is Fireball. Boris Fireball, that's one hell of a name. Alright, hang on. So we have 10, 8. I'm gonna need also to roll for the other two. Ba, ba, ba. Ooh, damn, Boris is going well. Then again, this is what he has been trained to do. Has Rika, you haven't rolled yet.
Right.
Oh, crap. Left roll 20 there for a moment. Okay, you've rolled.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Let me just quickly set stuff up. You know what? Take this as a quick break. 5-minute break.